It's night and day.
Dissidia Final Fantasy.
Nine-Day, back again.
Yes, back in the world of Dissidia Final Fantasy.
So actually, we'll show off some Vayne gameplay real quick, just to show you guys what he looks like, kind of his fighting style, how he plays. And while we're doing that, I can go over some of the backstory of Vayne as a character.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah, so when you get the DLC, it actually comes with several skin variations right off the bat.
Oh,
so
cool.
you get the default, and then you also get the 2 color variations of the default, which are usually things that you have to unlock.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That looks awesome.
I really like this, yeah.
Yeah, that looks so badass.
The black and silver with purple highlights looks really good.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
And it still looks regal because the purple is the common like color of royalty, so it still has that element to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that just looks badass. Definitely like that.
Yeah, that's my favorite too. The second one looks pretty good too. It's kind of in between the other two actually. Like
Yeah.
more black, but it keeps some of the gold from the original.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's more. I guess it's not as verbose as the other one, but it looks really cool. 100%. I like. Yeah, B is awesome looking.
I mean, even his first one looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. Like I like his character design. I think they do a really good job with that. It's not like really over the top like Cecil's original skin or something like that. Yeah.
Well, he was a completely different character designer, so this was not designed by Amano.
Oh,
this
okay.
was also not designed by Tetsuya Nomura either, though, I don't think. I think the people in 12 had a different character designer from the guy who did Tactics. Yeah, so here's the Saphira. You can't see what this looks like on this screen, but if you remember, you can see the design there. The first one on the far left is what it looked like when I was summoning them in the actual fights.
Yeah.
And then, so you can imagine what these would look like in those places. I like the third one here, actually.
I also, I was gonna say, I like the third one as well.
Yeah,
the third one with the skin set B, I think would be, like, that's the perfect.
That's actually the third skin set also, so that matches.
Oh, okay.
It's Imperial Console 3, so, and the Enigma is the third weapon, so those go together really well. And that's why I have them together. Because I like them the best as well.
Yeah, that just looked, it's so awesome. It's so badass.
That was commendable. All good things come to an end. I am beside myself with embarrassment. I'm not alone. I have friends.
Nice.
Today's victors shall emerge to rewrite history.
That's pretty cool.
Oh.
Alright, so, to give us some background on Vayne, while Squall punches me in the face.
He looks so badass, by the way.
Yeah, his outfit is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's, you know how we were talking about before, a lot of the games have evil empires in them?
Right.
Well, Vayne actually is royalty in an empire.
Oh.
So, 12 has a very interesting relationship between the characters, like the antagonist and the protagonist. It's not just cut and dry good versus evil, like it is in a lot of games. See ya.
Ooh. Oh my god, that's awesome.
So Vayne is basically the son of the Emperor. The Emperor in that game had several children. I think Vayne is the third born out of 4, but by the time like you start playing the game, he's first in line for the throne because 2 have died.
Oh, okay.
In any case, there is an Emperor, and Vayne actually, at some point during the game, spoilers, close your ears if you don't want to hear that part. He gains power and he gains control of the Empire.
When you said Emperor, I was like, really? He's the Emperor's son? That's crazy. But yeah, now I've realized I made a mistake.
So yeah, Vayne is really well spoken. That's part of his character.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely get that right off the bat with his dialogue.
Oh,
damn.
Come here, Tater Tot. Gonna
Oh
spam
my God.
and potentially hit you. Oh, Squall got you first. You little tartar sauce.
Oh, there we go.
It just seems mean. He's punching the hell out of this like 3-foot creature.
Yeah, I know. It's like 3-foot woman. He's just like no holds barred, beating the crap out of her.
Yeah, those swords that he's summoning around him, I think they're called Saphira, but he summons them. There's a boss fight where you fight against Vayne, and that's kind of how he fights in that fight, where he summons the weapons around him.
Okay, so he's kind of like that, the Noctis, like. He has
No,
that,
no,
or-
not at all.
Oh.
It's not like a major part of his
Oh,
character
okay.
or storyline. There's,
Okay.
as far as I know, there's no explanation.
Oh, as to why he can do that or whatnot.
Right. It's just he fights like that when you fight him.
Oh, okay. It just so happens to be his weapon. Like it's
Yeah,
either his hands
right.
or that appears, and that's
Right.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Right. At the very beginning of the game, the Empire takes out. We spoke about this briefly before, but it takes out the country where Ash is from,
Oh, okay.
Alaska. Vayne is actually, when you first see him, he gives a victory speech as his people kind of come and take control of
Oh,
Alaska.
okay.
Oh man, everybody's on me.
Yeah.
Cecil and Cecil.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're not letting you live.
Cecil and Cecil and Cecil are all attacking me.
Cecil and Cecil 2 and Cecil 3.
So you see him either in Dalmasca or in Rabanastra, somewhere where he's going to the city and saying, "Oh yes, we are now in charge." But it's not like the super generic evil guy speech. It's more of the "we are here to make things better and improve things for you" kind of speech.
Huh.
Or shall I ask your fealty? That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Ramanas loved his people, strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace His Majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me and of the Empire will grieve me not. I will stand fast. I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now.
Again, I'm saying it's not very cut and dry who is evil and who is good in that game. Throughout the entire game, spoilers, Vayne is working to try and improve things for the world, basically.
Huh.
He's doing it the way that he believes is the right way to do it.
Right.
It's a very interesting dynamic in that game between the heroes that you play as and the villains. Because all Vayne is trying to do, as you find out later in the game, he and some of the other higher-ups in the Empire are trying to enact this grand master scheme in order to free humanity from the control of these other deity-like beings that have been pulling the strings of humanity and orchestrating who has power. And so they've basically been controlling humanity forever. Come here, Cloud Reflections, you crazy. Right now, you don't have the power.
Oh, wow.
And so Vayne and, like I said, the higher-ups from the Empire, one of them is Sid. It's the first game where there's like an enemy Sid who you fight against with the party.
Huh.
Sid is like a chocobo, kind of.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a recurring concept. There's a character named Sid in almost every game.
Oh, okay. I was like, Sid is like a chocobo? So is Sid
You
just...
ride him to school.
Yeah.
Uncle Sid, give me piggyback ride.
Oh, fine.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
So he's trying to do the right thing, but he's just doing it in the way that he thinks is right. So it could be like sacrificing X people for the greater good or that kind of thing. Like it's kind of like blurred lines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll take the more extreme measures. But you find out in the end that his measures are for this reason, to free humanity from these other... There's multiple races in that game. And this godlike race is called the Opuria.
Okay.
And they've been manipulating humanity all throughout human history.
Right.
So all Vayne and Sid and all they're trying to do is to work towards that.
Huh. Okay.
To free humanity. So it's very interesting in that your characters don't know that. Your characters are just trying to, oh, the Empire took out my city, I need revenge, I need to gain freedom for my city. Where in a normal Final Fantasy game, say Final Fantasy II, the Empire is only evil and he only wants world domination and there's no gray.
Yeah, there's no gray area. Yeah, right.
But in this case, Vayne is trying to improve things. Like, even in his political speech at the very beginning, he's not like, you guys suck and you will now serve me and know what it is to worship me and all this like power-hungry stuff, kind of like the Emperor from 2.
Right.
He's just like, okay, I am here now and we have improved your life and we will continue to do so, that sort of thing. And of course, Ash wants revenge because the Empire killed her husband and took control of her city in a violent way.
Right. Okay. Okay. So it makes sense. I mean, that's a really cool dynamic also because especially the fact that your characters don't know that. So for you to actually beat the game, you have to stop trying to make the godlike beings like control humanity. But your characters don't know that, but you know that. So it's like, in order to win, you have to stop the plan to free yourself.
Right.
Yeah, which is really cool. That's a really awesome concept.
Yeah, it is. I won't give away full spoilers to show how everything turns out.
Right, yeah.
Oh
my god.
This guy in the face.
As soon as this comes back, he's gonna get a rude awakening. Yeah.
Hey,
We get all
Titus.
this demon stuff. Oh my god. Just drive him into the ground.
I got Doom on me.
Oh, you got dungeon. Was that in a free thing? I don't think so.
No.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was just one of the other enemies had
Yeah.
it.
But, oh my
they just
god.
destroyed me.
Yeah, this is a team up here. Man, they are really giving it to you.
Yeah, all three of them are on
Yeah.
me.
His moveset is so awesome, though.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. I think they would have to make it pretty awesome in order to, make the first DLC character seem very relevant.
Right,
They wouldn't want to have it be just super generic. Oh, well, he kind of looks like garbage. I don't really want that. But, yeah, it's very interesting and not how most of the storylines go, where it's clear-cut good versus evil sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, there's definitely Final Fantasies where the line gets blurred, but this one is so blurry where, from a certain perspective, it can be seen as your characters are actually the villains.
Right. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, they're going against the greater good. So,
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the whole mark of a villain, right?
And you can say, oh, if the greater good is so extreme that they're actually willing to sacrifice lives and they've gone too far, they shouldn't be willing to murder or anything like that.
Right.
Oh,
Whoa,
sweet. So
that
if you
is
hold,
awesome.
you can charge his,
Oh my
his
god,
EX ability.
you have so much power-ups. What the heck?
Wow.
I don't know what is what anymore, but
Neither does Terra. Look at that wall splat. She evaded.
oh man, she knows what that wall is though.
She's intimately familiar with that wall. And now the back of my fist.
Oh my god. Yeah, that.
Oh, wow. Once I got broken, I instantly lost all of my buffs.
Oh.
Yeah, so they've gone too far. They've crossed the line. But if crossing the line is the only way to fully free humanity from basically slavery,
Right. Then, but yeah, is it worth it or not to you to do X amount, but for freedom, for your life? So.
right?
Yeah, that's an awesome, really awesome concept. I love that. And it's rare to see in a lot of games, I guess, to kind of cross that blurry line.
Yeah, they got the same voice actor back that they actually had from Final Fantasy 12. Which is more impressive because once you go back farther than 13, like the games were made many, many years ago. Like Final Fantasy 12 was released on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, wow.
Why'd you even bother showing up?
Dude, you need a tan.
Wow. Are you fighting Casper? Drowned in despair.
Oh, yeah, Vayne does play slowly though. Like his moves have a lot of impact behind them, but look at that wind up.
Oh yeah, it definitely seems like he's a heavy hitter, but you really gotta give your time to it. That move is awesome. I love that one.
Yeah, that one's especially slow. That one I like. To throw the swords.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Like it doesn't seem like he has a lot of moves that utilize it. As soon as the crystal's gone, just go right back to beating the crap out of it.
Yeah, you can't even help it. If you've pressed a button, then you're going after somebody.
Yeah, you're going to destroy somebody. Yeah, his playstyle is very different from most, like with the whole kind of brawler concept.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not used to seeing that. Whenever I play this game, it's a lot of like either magic, so you have to know kind of how to place yourself on the board, or you just have a sword and you know what to do with that.
So yeah, some people will still frame Final Fantasy 12 in the super simplistic good versus evil way. Like they won't think about it more than that. Oh, you play these guys, therefore they are clearly the protagonists, and everything that the villains are doing is wrong.
Yeah.
But I do like that it does have that more interesting dynamic to the relationship between the characters. From my perspective, Vayne is basically a hero, and the characters are basically villains, although they're unwitting villains.
Right, yeah.
Then near the end, they have to make the decision of, once they do learn the truth, are their moves, once they have the excuse of ignorance, then okay, they're not necessarily doing right or wrong. But as soon as they discover all the truth, oh, this is what
is actually happening.
Yeah, this is what the Empire is really
Yeah.
about. This is why these guys were doing all these things to impede us, or to all these actions that we thought were purely malevolent or power hungry.
Right.
So it looks like we got the Orban Monastery stage. This was a stage that was added a little bit before the Vayne update. This stage is from Final Fantasy Tactics. And it's shown from above, from the zoomed out perspective, it looks a lot like a small isometric playing field. And that's because it's based on Final Fantasy Tactics, where all the stages were like boards, basically.
Right.
It's a strategy-based combat. It's like a grid setup. So it is supposed to have that feel to it. And it's very interesting how well they translated it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, although it looks like that from high up, it doesn't actually have that impression while you're playing it at all. It doesn't feel like a grid.
Yeah, they added a lot of like 3D elements to it and everything like that. Like even like the hills and fighting on different elevations and stuff like that. It seems like taking it from that kind of 2D plane of the grid system to operating here, they did a really good job on it. I like the scenery and the detail as well. I think overall it looks awesome.
Yeah, and if you've ever played Tactics, it's extremely iconic. This is the very first board in the game. It's like the tutorial mission.
Oh, okay.
People are coming up to this monastery in order to kidnap the princess. You're her hired mercenaries, and you have to stop them. That game has one of the most in-depth political plots of like any game, where there's so much intrigue and back and forth.
Huh. You'd never think like Final Fantasy Tactics, like a more grid style game, having that really like kind of gripping story to it.
Yeah, it has one of the best stories in all of gaming. There's like so much corruption and constant power struggles back and forth.
Right.
It's this amazing, like very well thought out political intrigue story.
Oh my god. It looks so brutal. It's just beating the crap out of
May your rage incite the heavens.
Oh yeah, and the stage transition here, it starts raining. Because in the very first fight of Tactics, it starts raining in the middle of the fight.
Oh, okay.
So everything...
Oh, really good attention to detail on that. Yeah. Bahamut comes in. and everything
Let's see if we
looks
can
like.
scale the building and get a closer look at Bahamut. Stop
Oh,
looking
wow.
at freaking Kuja.
Oh my god.
Vayne. It'd be good if you could untarget.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
There we go. I made it to the roof. Oh.
Oh, you,
I can't hang out up there.
they've definitely limited your, your mobility here.
It's funny how much freedom there is to it, though. Because it feels like it would be a lot more limiting if you know the stage and how they work in tactics. In tactics, it is a board, a grid, so it's a completely strategy RPG. So
Right.
positioning, movement, and the ability to attack from the specific locations
I mean,
is
that's
what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the game. So,
Literally. Tactic, Raggle.
oh god.
But it's so cool to see it in 3D.
Right,
I
yeah.
wonder if this makes a lot of people want, like, suddenly a 3D tactics. Oh, hey. Hey, Odin. Odin, son. Odin, dad.
You're my Odin dad.
Thor, Odin, son.
Is that his last name? Odin son.
That's Thor's last name.
Oh my god, what is happening?
What isn't
There's
happening?
just like an insane amount of things going on at
Let's
one
go.
time.
Scale this building, this transparent building. Yes!
Oh.
Hey, I'm on the roof. Jumping.
Oh wow. You can
Jumping
actually
on
make that. But as soon
Like, these are exercises for like a Final Fantasy scale power character. Normal people, you know, they do
they'll do like squats or something like that.
squats or they'll go jogging.
Yeah. This guy just scales a
do some bench
building.
press. Yeah, he just constantly jumps off of the roof on a building and lands on it.
Sees how far he can fall from without taking damage.
Oh, we both missed.
Oh no.
Squall and I were both going after the Moonskin.
Moonskin lady. Oh my god.
There we go.
Oh my. She is not having a grand old time. She just got like sliced in the neck and then beaten the crap out of her. So Vayne himself is kind of like a, I guess you could say, prince or something like that. So
Yeah. Vayne is, he's heir to the Empire, the throne of the Empire, and then eventually he gains full control of and becomes Emperor.
Okay.
Keep your wits about you and
He
we
doesn't
have
start
none
out
to
that
fear.
way at the very beginning of the game, but
Right, but
he
you get
gets
to
there.
see his progression
Right,
in
actually,
that as well.
and he does take extreme measures to obtain that.
Oh, okay.
It's
So I guess
implied that he kills his father and his other elder brothers who may have been in line of the throne ahead of him.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's like, oh yeah, he's definitely not.
He's not a saint by any means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's definitely doing some things that are wrong.
Like yeah, definitely.
Vayne uses means that are extreme and corrupt and even murder in order to gain what he's after.
So it's kind of like it's this weird dynamic because is he justifying that to get the throne because he wants to actually help people? Or is that just kind of like part of his character where he'll do whatever just to get what he wants kind of thing? So it seems like there's a little bit of both in a lot of this.
I'm not sure with Vayne, because once you learn his ultimate goals, they're not power hungry. They're for the betterment of mankind.
Right. Yeah, it's just like I guess he feels so like strongly about it that he will justify doing anything to make it happen.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, do you agree with his means of doing so, but at the end of the day, his actual reason for doing it is justifiable? Like, or I guess depending on who you are, it may or not be justifiable, but it's like, it's still for the greater good. So,
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can kind of debate the ethics of it, but he still wants to help people in the end.
Vayne's really well spoken. He's kind of soft spoken for a villain. He's not all grandiose and do.
Right.
So he's well spoken, so you can see his intellect, but he's not arrogant about it.
Right.
Like a lot of villains.
Yeah, it seems like he comes off not as a villain. Even when he was talking, like, during the cutscenes, I mean, I didn't hear any kind of animosity or
Yeah,
anything like
I was
that.
surprised Warrior of Light. I guess they were just, we have to get this into a fight as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we're just going to do a cutscene and a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't come across as in any way antagonistic. He was just, you guys should question what you're doing. Just like true to his own game.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are doing the god's bidding unwillingly, huh?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Are you sure you don't want to think for yourself?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was coming across very well done.
Yeah.
Like, exactly in line with his character from his original game.
Yeah, so I guess because they didn't have the time to kind of flesh out all of this new story, so they kind of had to force that fight very quickly. And I guess in the process, they kind of just made Warrior of Light want to fight instead of...
which is not at all true to his character.
Right, yeah. That's, from what you explained, I feel like they had to, even, because they could have put him in a different group and then made the fighting seem more feasible.
Natural, yeah.
But they chose to kind of throw him in with, I guess they wanted that Noctis interaction.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like
yeah.
they were going for. The Noctis dynamic.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. He was just like asking Noctis questions to get him to think. Like, don't you think you should think for yourself? Sort of line of
yeah,
reasoning.
and like, why are you doing this, and kind of prioritize why you're doing it.
Right. Don't act blindly.
Yeah. That's interesting because they're not from the same game, and it doesn't seem like they have any kind of history. So for him to like single out Noctis, I don't know if there's something deeper than that. If there's something more to see on that, or if that just was kind of like a creative direction that they wanted to take. Yeah, it's like everything he says, I want to think he's more of a hero than he's a villain. Like just the way he speaks and everything.
Well, it's probably kind of biased from me explaining it from my perspective, because that is how I perceive him. To be fair, there are a lot of points that can be made for the Vayne as a villain side of the argument. He kills, he takes extreme measures in order to obtain power, his methods are ruthless, I mean, sure, he's well-spoken, but many successful politicians are smooth talkers who primarily use their eloquence to manipulate people. Maybe everything he's saying is a lie.
Yeah.
But once his endgame is revealed, it's just an oversimplification to say he's a standard power-hungry evil villain.
Yeah, I guess
a lot of people, like I was telling you before, just do the standard.
Yeah, he's a villain.
He's a villain. He killed people. He's bad.
Yeah.
Like, even though without him, humanity would still be enslaved forever. Nope, he's bad.
I like being a slave. It's better than being bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, greater good, what's that? Well, I mean, the standard comic booky way to look at it is that greater good doesn't exist. Batman and Superman are so good because they won't kill anybody. But, like, Batman, we've had the discussion before. In comic book land, Batman is a total moron. Like, if the system of justice is incompetent, Batman would not kill people.
Right, exactly.
He would shift to the kill people method.
Yeah,
he would only do that if
Like-
Arkham Asylum functioned correctly.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like the stopping a plan to inevitably have it happen again doesn't seem like a Batman thing to do. It seems like a Tom Dukin thing to do. So it doesn't really make much sense on that front.
So that's our take on Vayne. I think he was really well done.
He looks really awesome, and I like his character. So yeah, interested to see what their other DLC has to offer.
Right, and he's still true to his character in the game. He's not just crazy, arrogant, or power-hungry. He's just trying to encourage the allies, or anyone who he encounters, really, to think for themselves. Don't dance and be the god's puppets for no reason.
Yeah.
Exactly true to how he was in his own game.
Yeah, definitely, like, based on your explanation, makes a lot of sense. He seems like a very kind of headstrong, independent kind of person. And that definitely comes off when he's talking to the allies.
So you guys can let us know what you think. If you consider Vayne more of a hero, more of a villain overall. I mean, it's easy to kind of just say, okay, anti-hero, but if you can't do the shade of gray and you have to draw the line, which is it? Do you consider him a hero? Or are the steps that he took in order to actually obtain freedom from the gods, did he went way too far with the murders of his father, brothers? His conquest where he became basically a dictator in order to achieve his means. Is that going too far, or is it worth it because ultimately his final purpose was completely noble, and he frees, or attempts to free mankind from slavery,
Right.
eternal slavery at the hands of these mostly unseen, unknown entities. Is it? What do you guys think? Hero or villain?
Yeah, drop a comment and share your thoughts, because this is definitely not a black and white kind of topic, so it'd be cool to see different perspectives on it.
So that's going to do it for the Vayne DLC. We will see you guys in the next one. For whoever comes out next, we'll be sure and cover them too.
Definitely, yeah. So see you guys next time.